Tobi Kilgore, the head coach at Powell High School. This will be my first year there. I'm just excited about it and in working. I mean, that's the thing. We hit the ground running in April, and I really don't know if it's sunk in yet. At the moment, when I went on vacation, we were driving to St. Augustine. I think for about an hour, my wife dozed off, and I started thinking about it, and it sunk in a little bit. But then right after that, I get a phone call from another coach, and we're just constantly working, trying to get caught up, because we lost some key months in that off season where you do your planning. So I'm not real sure when it's going to sink in. It may not ever sink in. We're just going to work, and our goal is to bring home a gold ball, and we're just going to continue to try to get to that point. He's one of the biggest parts of our team. I mean, that was one of the first stops I made when I got the job. He was still in the hospital at the time. Really breaks your heart with the story that he's having to deal with. But for a kid to compete and fight through what he's fought through and come out here and be able to do these interviews and be around the team, and he's just uplifting to anybody that's around him. Great personality, doesn't ask why ever. He just takes the next step and keeps moving forward and tries to get better at everything. He's actually creating the media guide design for the front cover, and he's our motivational guy on the sideline. So we're trying to get him involved as much as we can. He texts me all the time. We've built a pretty good relationship. Just unbelievable kid, absolutely unbelievable kid. The summer's been going good. We had 7 a.m. workouts in June, had really high attendance rates, and obviously at Powell we got a lot of dual sport kids, so we had some out in baseball and doing various things. But the kids are buying into what we're selling, and I think it'll be a good year. We got back after the dead period, had youth camp this week and practice at 3 days. We also shocked them with 2 7 a.m.s this week to try to get them back in the groove of not vacation, it's football time. They're, again, really buying into it. Weather's killed us. Apparently Powell is like the New Orleans of East Tennessee. The water just stays there. So we've been inside in the gym playing football in a basketball gym, which is about an oxymoron as you can be. I mean, it's just, the kids are frustrated, coaches are frustrated, but they're dealing with facing that adversity, what you're going to face on a Friday night and you're going to face in life, and we're getting the best out of it. We're getting some work done, maybe a little bit behind, but hopefully next week we can get outdoors and see what happens. We're returning a lot of offensive skill set kids, led by Hagan Owenby, which is an all-state senior returning quarterback that's absolutely unbelievable competitor and leader. So our offensive side of the ball at skill sets and quarterback is pretty good. We've got to replace a lot on the offensive line. We graduated a lot of good players there, hopefully to create some depth there in fall camp when we really get the pads on and going the week of July 29th. We'll see what we can do with those guys. Defensively, our defensive line I think is one of the best in the district. Those kids they're big, they're physical, and they compete. Linebacking core is pretty good. We're young in some spots, but they're aggressive and they play hard. Got to replace some holes in the secondary, and that's kind of what we're going to try to work on during our 7-on-7 time, the 15 days we get before July 29th, to see if we can find some people that will fit those roles. Focus is just trying to create a mindset of being dominant with the kids. That's what we want them to be, and whether it's on the field, whether it's in practice, whether it's in the classroom, whether it's in how they deal with their daily life. I want them to be the best in all those areas, and that's what we're going to do. Is we're going to focus on creating a mindset of being dominant, and once we do that, everything else will take care of itself. Next stage in life, we've got a character education program that I had experience with when I was at Central that we implemented, that we actually put in when we met with UT with the Vol for Life program with Andre Lott several years ago, and really saw those kids take a lot from that. Well, we're bringing that over to Powell, and that's going to help them. I've got some good leaders in it, Case and Jackson Garrison that played at Vanderbilt and played at Central, and just a great guy that's got a good story. He's going to lead that program with Charles Burden, one of my other coaches that's a sheriff's officer, so he can give them that side of things, and then I'm going to bring in various speakers because they get tired of hearing me harp on them about everything. They need to hear it from as many voices as possible, but we're going to instill that out there, and that'll help those kids to be better, sons, husbands one day, fathers one day, and that's ultimately our job, is to create them to be men successful after high school. And then if we win football games along the way, that's ultimately what I get judged on, but my main focus is to turn these guys into successful members of the community one day.